Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing great. I am Ulganis from BTCG, and today I want to bring to you a different video from what we have been releasing on the channel. Before we get started, just wanted to say thank you for the support that you've been giving us, for viewing our videos, for liking them, and sharing them with everyone. We truly appreciate all of the small support and help that you've been giving us. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content, and if you like this video or any of our others, always feel free to check them out and even comment on possible other videos or future videos that we might do on the channel. With EX7 going on its merry way, with new effects like Vortex and Overclock, I wanted to talk about possible future cards that we might have. We know that Digimon is all around electronics, digital world, everything that is PC related, and there are some media that hasn't been covered yet. We've seen, for example, some manga being covered like Kota, Yuji, Cool Boy, and manga is not something that normal Digimon fans just go and easily find, but there are some parts of the media that it's easier for them to find, which is the video games. From the video games themselves, we've seen a little bit of the cards in the beginning of the game. We've seen Analog Youth, Analog Man. We've also seen Yaiba and Nokia from Cyber Sleuth, but there's still quite a few of the more recent games that we have not seen covered. So today I wanted to bring to you a possibility, let's say, some possible cards that might come out, and bear in mind these are from our own mind, okay? So it really comes to how these cards could possibly work, given on how these characters are portrayed in the games. Today we'll only cover Tamer cards because it's a direct support from the games, but I believe that if they were to come out, a lot of people would be happy to have them as they are, or the effects that they would give. So let's get started, shall we? The first card that I wanted to bring to you is, or the first set of cards, let's put it this way, would be from Digimon World Next Order. I personally love the game. I still play it. I find it a very fun and easygoing game. Easier than Digimon World 1 from the PS1 for sure. But I feel there's a little bit of lack of love for the game in the TCG. So bear in mind as well that the cards that I'm about to show you, if you see some of the effects cut off or that they don't have a lot of effects, it's because the card creator didn't have a lot of space for me to write. But I'll try to give out how they would give out fully on the, or how they work, they work fully in the TCG. In this case, the first one we're going to check out is Kota Hirose. How would he work? I would believe that he would be somewhat of a 3 cost, wouldn't do much, but just be a support for the Gallantmon deck. In this case, it would be a standard start of your main turn if you have a Digimon gain a memory, and then a somewhat niche of a protection. Bear in mind, if you have other ideas, you just leave them on the comments and we can address them in future videos. So don't worry about this. These are not set in stone. This is just how I would believe they would work based on the characters in the games. So you would have a all turns Whenever one of your Digimon with Wormmon would leave the battle area other than by one of your effects, that Digimon can digivolve into a Skull Greymon from your hand or trash without paying its digivolution cost. Similar to what happened in the anime, maybe then we would have a new Skull Greymon card that would have a non-deletion Atch something or of the sort, just so it can be a backup and a sort of support as well for Kota. Very simple card, nothing over the top, nothing extra to add, and he in the game also has a normal, besides the Skull Greymon Digivolution, he also has a normal progression from Guilmon to Gallantmon, so it would be a very simple, easy card. Next up, we would have Himari Ofuchi, a standard start of your main phase if you have a Digimon in memory, and also she would have a your turn or main, and I'm sorry that it was the start of the main phase, the segment wouldn't be there. Whenever one of your yellow Digimon would digivolve, by suspending this Tamer, reduce its digivolution cost by 1 and draw 1. It might be a good card for draw power and digivolution cost, maybe overpowered for just a 3 cost, maybe, but if you play the Digimon World Next Order game, you will notice that after a while the Tamer starts just having their Digimon digivolve really fast. So I believe it would be fitting as well that at least Imari, with her Salamon going all the way into Magnadramon, would be easier or have a faster course to digivolve. Of course, this could be used in many yellow decks, and it would be a pretty great card for other types of decks, not just mono yellow. Maybe a 4 cost, maybe just take away the draw 1, I don't know, but this would be an idea for how Himari would work. Last but not least, and I've only done 3 for next order, I know that we have other characters. We could do a Luce card, we could do a grown up Mameo card as well, but for next order I just base on these 3, and Takuto would actually be an interesting card to play. Would be a white Tamer, and on play you may play a non-white level 3 Digimon from your hand without the cost, and a your turn. Whenever one of your Digimon attacks, by suspending this Tamer, that Digimon gains alliance for the attack. Then unsuspend one of your Digimon. So since you have 2 Digimons that you can control in next order, I believe it would be fitting for Takuto to play another Digimon if you only have 1, so you would have 2 on the field, and then since the battles are done with both of them, you would be able to have alliance or even a Drogress because of extra cross evolution that you're able to do. But this is just an idea for the next order characters. Let's go to the other side of Cyber Sleuth that we've already had before cards coming out, and go to Ecker's Memory. Ecker's Memory could bring an interesting new mechanic that I'll introduce with the first card, with Keisuke Amasawa, which would be Hack. Since the game is all about hackers and their lives, jobs, how they go about in the digital world, I believe it would be a great effect to add to the Digimon card game. In terms of Keisuke, you would have Hack by suspending this Tamer, and this would be a main effect, okay? By suspending this Tamer, choose one of the following effects during your main phase. First one, give one of your Digimon plus 3k until the end of your opponent's turn. Second effect, give one of your Digimon all turns. When this Digimon would be deleted by an effect, delete this Tamer instead until the end of your opponent's turn. So the first one actually would fall really in line with the Tyrant Kabuterimon line and deck, since by lore it's Digimon and the one that he's partnered with. It goes really well in line with the plus 3k effects that all of the line gives. Tentomon, Mega Kabuterimon, the Kuagamon line as well, so it would be really interesting. And also the all turns could be a protection to your stack as well. For the second Tamer that I want to present, it would actually be Erika. And just on a side note, I use this art because I just love this part of the game. I actually find it very appealing. Their design is really well made, and Erika would be interesting. So her security effect, instead of being under it, would be normally on the card because she would have an inheritable. She would have the hack. By suspending this Tamer, choose one of the following effects during your main phase. You may play one Wormmon from your hand or trash without paying the cost, and one of your Wormmon digivolves into a Hudiemon without paying its digivolution costs. So I forgot to say that you would slide Erika, you would put Erika under the Wormmon, and she would digivolve into a Hudiemon without paying its digivolution cost, and then she would have the inheritable all turns. If this Digimon's name is Hudiemon, it gains jamming and can't be deleted by battle. I believe it would be interesting, and Hudiemon could function as one of the Magnamons that we see, that they're level 4, but they can be, in terms of cost and DP, be between the level 4 and the level 5, and I believe it would function more or less given Erika and how she is portrayed in Hacker's Memory. The third card would be Ryuji Mishima, and you would have the hack. By suspending this Tamer, choose one of the following effects during your main phase. Whenever one of your black Digimon or a Digimon with Arcadiamon in its name digivolves this turn, gain a memory. So you work on black decks, but also with Arcadiamon. And Arcadiamon, I would believe it would be a white deck like Hudiemon. And delete this Tamer so that one of your level 6 Digimon digivolves into an Arcadiamon Ultra without paying its digivolution cost. So it would still have respect the colors, okay? So it couldn't be anything or any Digimon. But the Arcadiamon Ultra, which could be a level 7, which makes sense, you would be able to digivolve into it without paying its digivolution cost. The other one is the last one from Hudi, and they could have the Hudi trait. Okay, it could be one of the new things or new traits that you could have. You could have a hack. By suspending this Tamer, choose one of the following effects during your main phase. One of your Ankylomon gains jamming for the turn. We also have one of the Ankylomons gain barrier, so instead of you trashing your security so that he could live, he could gain jamming. But the other one would be, in my opinion, a really great support for the Shakumon line, which would be by sending this Tamer to the bottom of the deck, you may DNA Digivolve one of your Ankylomon or Angemon in play, and one of your Angemon Ankylomon in your hand or trash into a Shakumon from your hand. So it would actually help you get the pieces that you need even if they are not on the field. It would be really interesting, and give that extra layer to the deck that it might be missing. The last one, it's actually a bonus. It was a request made from one of my friends, and it is actually a Kyoko Kuremi. I personally love Alphamon. It's one of my favorite Digimons, and he kind of fell out as the game progressed. He was power crept, like it happens. But Kyoko could give a little spice to the deck. She would have an inheritable, okay, and her security effect would be on the card itself, on the middle of the card. But she would have a start of your main phase by suspending this Tamer. Draw one. She wouldn't have the hack ability, but also she would have a second main that would be by paying 6 memory. This card can digivolve into an Alphamon from your hand, ignoring its digivolution requirements, and without paying the cost, of course, because you're already paying 6 memory to digivolve. So the Alphamon deck is all about building your stack and having all of the DP, but then it doesn't really have a lot of protection. So it just, if it dies, and you have to start all over again. Kyoko could help with that. If you don't have all of the pieces, but you would have Kyoko in the field, she could help you just go into Alphamon without that much trouble. Her inheritables actually could be one of two. There's only one on the screen that you're seeing, but it could actually be one of two. One would be during your opponent's turn, if this card has Alphamon in its name, so it would work with both Alphamon and Alphamon no Ryuken. It gains blocker and reboot. Or either an on deletion, you may play one Kyoko Kuremi from the trash without paying its cost. So you could recycle the Tamer and also have a possibility to always go into the Alphamon again. So these are just possibilities of how the cards could work in the modern TCG meta. Some might be stronger than others in terms of effects, but I believe they would give a little bit of love to the fans of Next Order and Hacker's Memory that they need. The games are great. If you haven't played them, check them out. They're very different from how they are played, but that's how I believe they would work. So if you enjoyed the video, just like I said in the beginning, leave a like, subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more of these types of videos, because since we only covered Tamers, we could cover other Tamers that are still missing, or even Digimon themselves, like the Skull Greymon, like a new Alphamon, and how they would function based on how they behave in the games. So thank you everyone, I hope you liked, and we will see you on the next video.